Colin Powell, the first black U.S. Secretary of State whose leadership in several Republican administrations helped shape American foreign policy in the last years of the 20th century and the early years of the 21st century, has died from complications from COVID-19. Powell had multiple myeloma, a cancer of plasma cells that suppresses the body's immune response, as well as Parkinson's. Peggy Cifrino, Powell's longtime chief of staff, confirmed. Even if fully vaccinated against COVID-19, those who are immunocompromised are at greater risk from the virus. Powell was a distinguished and trailblazing professional soldier whose career took him from combat duty in Vietnam to becoming the first black national security advisor during the end of Ronald Reagan's presidency, and the youngest and first African American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under President George H.W. Bush. His national popularity soared in the aftermath of the U.S.-led coalition victory during the Gulf War. And for a time in the mid-90s, he was considered a leading contender to become the first black president of the United States. But his reputation would be forever stained when, as George W. Bush's first Secretary of State, he pushed faulty intelligence before the United Nations to advocate for the Iraq War, which he would later call a blot on his record. Bush said in a statement Monday that Powell was a great public servant, who was such a favorite of presidents that he earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. He was highly respected at home and abroad. And most important, Colin was a family man and a friend. Though Powell never mounted a White House bid, when he was sworn in as Bush's Secretary of State in 2001, he became the highest-ranking black public official to date in the country, standing fourth in the presidential line of succession. Later in his public life, Powell would grow disillusioned with the Republican Party's rightward lurch and would use his political capital to help elect Democrats to the White House, most notably Barack Obama, the first black president whom Powell endorsed in the final weeks of the 2008 campaign. The announcement was seen as a significant boost for Obama's candidacy due to Powell's widespread popular appeal and stature as one of the most prominent and successful black Americans in public life. Powell was vaccinated early on and received his second shot in February. He was scheduled to get his booster shot this past week, but that was when he fell ill, so he wasn't able to receive it. COVID-19 vaccines are a highly effective tool in preventing severe disease and death, but no vaccine is 100% effective. More than 7,000 breakthrough cases of COVID-19 that have resulted in death have been reported to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention through October 12. By that time, more than 187 million people in the U.S. were fully vaccinated. That's 1 out of every 26,000 fully vaccinated people who has died of COVID-19, or 0.004%. Of those breakthrough cases resulting in death, 85% were among people aged 65 and older and 57% were among men, according to the CDC. CDC data also show that the risk of dying from COVID-19 is more than 11 times higher for unvaccinated adults than it is for vaccinated adults throughout August. Among seniors, who are more susceptible to severe COVID-19, that gap is smaller. Among those 80 and older, the risk of dying from COVID-19 in August was about 5 times higher among unvaccinated people than among fully vaccinated people.